This is station 6, ancient environments. The present is the key to the past. At this station, we're going to be looking at 5 different fossils, and you will be matching the fossils to the environment in which they formed in. So let me take a moment and I'll go over each one individually. We'll start with the fossil that's labeled number 1. So fossil number 1, this is a fossil that's in shale. You can see the layering. Shale is a rock that forms as clay is compressed together. This particular fossil is a carbon film fossil of a fern on the surface of the rock. So the rock is kind of smooth. The rock is very fine grained. On the back, there's some more individual leaves. There's a wider one here as well. But the large part of the fossil is on the front. So the front has the largest fossil on it. So once again, this is a fern fossil in shale. The second fossil is, when you pick it up, it's heavy for its size. And so that tells me that there's metal in it. If you remember your earth science classes, rocks or minerals that contain metals are heavy for their size, and that's the way this feels. The fossil is here. Now the whole thing is likely a fossil as you look at it, but there's very interesting features here, and as I turn it, you should be able to see that it's indented there, and it's kind of like a star shape, like if there's a radiation of lines extending from the center of each of those indentations. There you go. This is kind of interesting because there's kind of a layering effect. Let me see if it'll get into focus. If I stop turning it around. So that suggests to me that down here, like the layers go this way, down here is probably where the structure started forming, and then it probably continued in layers like this. But it's interesting that it's very heavy. I would say that this probably fossilized by petrified remains, where the original material was replaced over time by a mineral. It's, like I said, it's heavy, so there's iron in that. Number 3 is a piece of limestone. Limestone can form many different ways. This one has lots of molds in it. So all of these spaces are individual fossil molds. You can see them all over. There are spaces. There's a mold. So the organism was in there, and the material compacted around it, and then the organism decomposed and was carried away by water. So these fossils these are molds. So you can see the shape of the fossils. So I would say that this limestone formed in the ocean. These look like shells, like that. Interesting fossil. That's number 3. Number 4 is siltstone. It's very, very fine material. When I touch it, it's a little gritty, kind of powdery. But the fossil's interesting. It's a fish. And I don't think it's a carbon film fossil. When I pick at it, it's pretty solid. But the rest of it's kind of soft. I think that's a carbon, I think it's a petrified remains fossil. But this material is very, very fine. And the last one are broken seashells, and my lighting is not very good. It's hard for you to see it. Let's see if I come in closer. It's not gonna focus very well. But these are seashells that are cemented together. They're all broken up and cemented together. It's obviously just seashells cemented together. All right, those are the fossils at station number 6. So go ahead and answer the questions for that station.